All right. So we still have another minute to just lightly warm up. So we'll just take our arms across and out, but nice and low so that it's warm up style. And if you haven't gotten a drink yet, go ahead and do that. It's an hour class, so if you feel like you don't want to drink for an hour, that's fine, but I would recommend getting a drink. Okay, so now let's take our arms around to the side and then the other side. And if you like the feeling of kind of letting your hands and wrists and arms kind of lightly slap against the body, then you can do that too. And keep that going. A couple more people are coming in. See if I can get them. Alexa, play meditation music.
Here's a station you might like. Meditation on Amazon Music.
All right, I think we've got quite a few people here. Welcome to Debbie, Lillian. Let's see, Charlotte is coming in. Pauline, we have Sandy, Vicki. Welcome everybody. So glad you're here. If you're seeing this on YouTube after the fact, then welcome to you too. Let's just sway around, gently warming up the body for some nice yoga. Then we'll come back to the center, bend our knees, take a nice big breath in and reach. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart center and gathering up. And then expanding, reaching up on the inhale again. Letting the arms come down to the sides. Let's do that again. Bend the knees. Breathe in, reach up. Spread the fingers out too. And then put the palms together, bring them down to the heart center. Then inhale, reach up. Spreading those ribs out. And then exhale, letting the arms come down to the sides. Let's do some shoulder rolls next. Nice big rolls. Keeping the knees a little bit bent so that they're working like shock absorbers. Warming up the legs too that way. Then go forwards with the shoulders. And give the arms and hands and shoulders a shake. And now we're going to stand comfortably, feet about hip distance apart. You can place your hands on your hips if that's comfortable, instead of letting them hang. Either way, we're going to go side to side with our heads. So our gaze follows along, and in Sanskrit, gaze is drishti. So our drishti is going back and forth with our heads. And then we'll come back to the center and nod up and down. And then bring the head to neutral. Let's breathe in, bend, and then reach up again. I'm going to do a side stretch. So take the left arm down, reach with the right, stretch upwards. And then bring the other arm up for the inhale again. And then the other arm goes down, exhale and stretch. And then inhale, bring the arms up, weave the fingers together, turn the palms up and stretch that way, getting the feeling of a little bit of a bend in the upper part of the body, the torso area, the thorax. And then bring the arms down, shake them a little. Separate the feet a bit more while I let Kathy in. Reach behind, weave the fingers together back there, press the knuckles downwards. We want to keep our bellies in and up. And then we're going to bend forward, so a little soft bend in the knees. Bring yourselves into a tabletop and let the arms come up. If you're ready to go a little deeper, then that's fine. Listen to your own body. And we'll slowly come back up. Stand with your feet a little closer again, and we'll take the arms forwards and back, letting them swing from the shoulders. We're going to come up onto our toes. So let's reach forwards and up and see if you can lift the heels off the ground. And you might want to go up and down several times if holding yourself up is too much of a challenge at the moment. And then bring the arms down and swing them back and forth. You can also choose to hold on to a support if that helps. Now we're bringing Helen in with us. And then we'll take our arms behind, palms up, and lift. So we're working our triceps. And then release that and swing the arms again. Take the arms up above. Now we'll exhale and fold forwards again. So just halfway is fine, reaching the head forwards or farther down if you'd like. And arms out to the sides. Slowly come back up. Then bring the hands to the heart center. So welcome to Kathy and Helen too. So let's stand nice and strong in a mountain pose. Make sure your feet are well connected to the ground. There's an arch and the ankles are supported. See if we can draw that belly in and upwards again. Chest lifts, the head's above the spine. Draw the shoulder blades together in the back. And then let's release the arms. Take a big breath in. We'll go to the side again. Left arm comes down. Reach the right arm out of that nice angle as if we're reaching for a star, just slightly there. Bring the arms back up together. And then on our exhale, we'll go the other way, making that nice breathy sound. Ujjayi. Breathing. And then coming back up. Letting the arms go halfway down, spreading the fingers out, thumbs too, and we'll go back in circles, working those shoulder blades around. You can feel this in other places too, across the chest. And now forwards. And then down and shake. Let's separate the feet a little. Keep that nice bend in the knees. And go around in circles with the hips. And we'll reverse our direction. Come back to the center. Let's reach down for our left knee. So if you need to hold on with one hand, then you're going to be grabbing it with just one hand. Or both if you want to try. And then place the foot down. Just a little early balance pose. Reach down. You might just get part way up. That's okay. Just do what's right for you. And then down again. And now let's look down at our right foot. We're going to draw the toes back towards the chest. And then point the foot. Make a couple circles one way, a couple circles the other. And then let's put the top of the toes on the floor and bend that foot forwards a little bit. Just to stretch the top of the foot lightly. And now, release that. Let's take our left foot out there, heel on the ground, draw the toes back. Point the foot forwards. Make little circles so we're balancing. Hold on to something if you need to. And then circles the other way. And then we'll put the top of the foot on the floor and bend the foot slightly forwards so that you get a little stretch in the top of the foot. And then release that. Let's take another breath in. We're going to go down onto our knees next. So let's fold forwards. We'll go via a downward facing dog. So let's place the hands on the floor in front of us. Step back with our feet and stretch back with the hips. Walk the dog. So alternating, pressing the heels towards the floor. And then we'll stretch our downward facing dogs, reaching back with the hips, lowering the chest, letting the head hang. Breathing the whole time. Nice, calm, and full Ujjayi breath. Then we'll bring our knees to the ground, adjust our wrists so they're underneath our shoulders, and go into cow and cat, reaching the head forwards, the hips go back, and then curve the back up. So if it works better for you to do this in a chair, that's fine. Whatever you need to do to keep yourself safe and comfortable in our class. So again, with the breath, exhaling into cat, drawing the abs in. Inhaling into the cows. And we'll do one more. And after your cat, stay in cat. Take the heels down into a child's pose. Send your hands, spread out fingers, reach forward, slide them forwards. Bring the forehead down. And breathe. Feeling a nice stretch in the low back. Take another nice long breath here. Nice full breath. And we'll move our hands over to the right side, part way. Maybe a foot over to the right. Settle in. We want our chest to follow the arms as best as that we can. We feel a nice stretch along the left side of the body, up into the shoulders, maybe down at the hip level, all along there. And then slowly back to the center. Take a big breath in. And then we'll move them over to the left side part way. Kind of twist the body a little bit so that your chest is aiming towards the hands. Settle into the pose, breathing. One more breath here. And then back to the center, slide the hands back. We're going to take the arms above the head, breathe in. Stretch upwards. Then let the arms come down, reach the left arm over so the hand goes to the outside of the right knee. And take the right arm behind you, maybe along the floor, or it could be straight back. A nice gentle twist to the side and breathe. We're working on our posture at the same time. We want our abdominal area drawn in and upwards. And slowly come back to the center. Bring that right hand to the left knee, twist around to the left side. The head's above the body. You just go as far as it's comfortable and wait a little, and then maybe the body will relax a little and you'll be able to go into it a bit deeper. And then back to the center. Let's come up on our knees. Knees about hip distance apart. We're going to lean back a few times in a plank. Breathe in, come back up. Lean back a little. Come back up. We'll do one more like that, and then we'll work on a half camel. One more lean. One more coming back up. And we're going to take our right hand and reach back towards the heel as we lean. Touch the heel if you can. Put weight on it if you can, and then thrust the hips forwards and lift the left arm. So just do this as gently as you can, and if it becomes difficult that you can't breathe nice and calmly anymore, then make the pose easier, backing out of it. There's our half camel. And then we'll bring the arm back, give a little press against the heel, come back up. We'll go for the other side. So twist the body a little so that you can reach the heel more easily. Put some weight there if you can and press the hips forwards. Lift the right arm up. Maybe even back a bit. And then come back up. And we'll come down onto our forearms from here. So bend forwards, bring the hands to the mat. Place the forearms out in front of you, fingers spread. And we're going to go for a dolphin next. So turn the toes under, lift the hips up, and then let the head come down. And the chest kind of sinks down between the shoulders a little. Keep reaching back and up with those hips. The crown of your head or the top of your forehead may touch the ground, and that's fine. You can even be a little restful. So if you have a hard time with your head facing downwards, then just skip that part. Then bring the knees back to the mat and sit back on the heels again. Let's take our left arm up. We're going to bend at the elbow and do a nice shoulder stretch. So you can bring your right hand up to the left elbow, wiggle it around how you need to get that nice shoulder stretch, just right for you. And then make sure there's room for the head so that the neck can stay in alignment with the rest of the spine. And if you prefer the shoulder stretch where you swing your arm down and try to reach the hands together behind you, that's fine too. You can do that one instead or in addition to. Then we'll release it and take the right arm up instead. On the exhale, bend the elbow, reach the other arm up, wiggle it around, make sure the head's above the body. Then if you like the other version and want to try it, you can go ahead and move into that instead or stay with the arms up, elbows up high. And breathe. Nice, calm, and full Ujjayi breathing. So we want to be breathing through our noses as much as we can. Make it sound with our breath. A little constriction at the top of the throat might just do the trick. And we'll slowly release that. Come back to all fours. And we're going to reach our right leg back and send our left hand in front and do another balance pose. So make sure your fingers are spread well on the floor, then lift the right leg and reach that right foot and left hand away from each other. Nice, calm Ujjayi breathing. Our drishti or our gaze is out beyond the hand. And then bring it down. That was pretty long hold. And now send the left foot back. Right arm forward, spread the fingers, lift the left foot and leg up into the air. And then reach the foot and hand away from each other, elongating. Breathing the whole time. And then bring it down. Okay, now we're going to make circles with our hips. Just take them around in circles. I know. See that my hips are moving around. I'm kind of going forward and back a little bit too. Nice relaxing thing to do in between some of the difficult poses. And then reverse your circles. And then we'll come around and back to the center. Now we're going to take our left arm out to the side and twist. Taking the hand a little higher, maybe even all the way up. And then we're going to swoop it underneath, threading the needle. So palms up, slide that hand down. Bring the shoulder to the floor. You can lean the hips back farther if that helps. And then just relax with that nice shoulder stretch happening. The head can rest on the floor and you can focus on your breath. Nice full breathing. And then come back up. And we're going to take our right arm out to the side. Twist as far as it's comfortable. And then we'll swoop the right arm under the left and lay the right shoulder on the floor. Hips can go back a little. That works for you to get a good stretch. Listening to your own body, so make adjustments to make sure you're comfortable. And then relax and breathe. And then let's come back up. Nice. We're going to do one stretch before we go down onto the floor for a bit. So let's take our right leg back and then swoop it over to the left side. So you can see my right foot over on the left side and then curve the body towards that foot. So you'll feel a stretch on the other opposite side of the body where the foot is. And also hopefully in the IT band of the right thigh. Nice long stretch. Long as in it's a long part of the body is being stretched. Then back to the center. Now we'll reach back with our left foot, swoop it over to the right side, and curve so that we can be looking at that left foot and feeling the stretch. Nice, calm and full breath. And then we'll come back to the center, sit back on our heels and bring our legs around. So we have our legs bent in the front. Let's go ahead and draw those knees in towards the chest. We'll do a little bit of boat work before we go onto our backs. Sitting up tall, balancing on the sit bones, keeping the toes down for balance if you need it. And then we're going to hold on to the back of our thighs and send our legs out. And if that's working fine, we're going to see if we can let go of the legs. Maybe you can just let go of them for a second. That's okay. Or you can reach your arms out or up or some other way or alongside the legs. We're getting some good ab work here. And then bring the legs back in for another easier boat where the toes are touching and the knees are in at the chest. And then let the feet come down. Place the hands behind you. Ease your way down onto the floor. And then we'll go into a counter pose. Today we're going to start with a half bridge. So lift the hips up, wriggle the shoulders under, and lift the body a bit higher if you can. Trying to keep the knees in hip distance apart, or maybe just a little wider if you have to, up like shoulder distance. And then we'll slowly ease our way back down, one vertebra at a time. And bring the knees into the chest. This time we're going to hold on to each knee separately and take the knees out towards the shoulders, drawing them closer, feeling a little bit of stretch in the inner upper thighs, the groin area, and a nice opening of the hips. And then bring the knees back together. Arms go out to the side. We're going to do a little bicycling, so lift those legs up and pedal forwards. Today we're going to see if we can lower the legs closer to the floor, pedaling, which will engage some more of the muscles of the core. And then back up. We'll see if we can do that pedaling backwards next. So let's pedal backwards, up, and then gradually let the legs get a little bit lower. And then take them gradually back up. Stretch the legs up, stretch the arms up in the air, flex and point the feet and hands.
I don't know that one.
Great, so flexing and pointing. We can let our shoulders rest on the floor. Let the work be mostly in the ankles and wrists, and the feet and the hands. And then let's hold a flex, so we're drawing our toes and fingers down towards the body. And then folding them forwards and holding that. Pointing the foot, holding the hands. Now flex again and hold. And then point again and hold. Now we'll make circles. And if you're like me, you probably hear a lot of snap, crackle, and pop. Just as long as it's not hurting you. If it is, then you want to back off, of course, or modify. And now let's go ahead and reverse. You might notice fewer little sounds being made now that the wrists and ankles are getting a little bit looser. And then we'll draw the knees into the chest. Bring the feet down to the floor. And I think we can do a little bit of a relaxing butterfly next. Arms, let's put them out to the side this time. Open the knees up. Let the outer edges of the feet touch each other. So we're slowing it down a little bit. Go ahead and close your eyes. And then you can move your arms to a new position if you want. Maybe it's over the head. Maybe you want to lay your hands on the lowest part of your rib cage and have the enjoyment of feeling the ribs expand on the inhales and lower down on the exhales. And now let's bring those knees back together. Place the hands behind the thighs. Draw the knees closer, lift the feet up. We're going to rock forward and back. So maybe 5 or 6 times. And then come up to sitting. We're going to try to stack our knees today. So let's take hold of our right leg, bend it, and place it down as if we're going to do a cross-legged seated pose. And then cross the left leg over. So the feet can go out to the sides. If you're not able to reach the legs across, that's okay. We can do this all in just a cross-legged pose too. The simplest is to have one foot out in front, a nice easy Sukhasana, and a straight back. Okay, so then we're going to reach up with our arms as we breathe in. And then let the arms float slowly down on the exhale. Palms up. And place the hands near the feet, on the feet, or on the knees. Bring the middle finger and the thumb together, touching. Draw the shoulder blades in. Feel the breath. While you're here, let's see if we can relax our facial muscles, the muscles around the head. Relax the crown of the head, muscles up the back of the head, temples, the forehead, the eyebrows, the eyelids and the outer corners of the eyes, the upper cheeks, bridge of the nose, our little rubber bunny rabbit scrunchy place. Around the nostrils, the upper lip, the lower lip, and even the tongue. Just let it rest there. And now the jaws. So both sides of the jaw, and then open the eyes. Take another breath. Reach up. And then let the arms float down again. We're going to unwrap our legs and just reach them out in front. And do a seated forward fold. So we want to tip at the hips, keeping the back straight. And maybe that means we only go forwards a tiny bit. And that's okay, as long as you're feeling a little stretch in the hamstrings. That's fine. If you're very flexible, you may have your goal to grab onto your toes or your feet. Maybe you want to rest your hands on your shins, slide them as you relax and go a little farther forward. That's fine too. And then now that you've done some of this with the straight back, if you want to round your back downward, just to relax a little bit, that's fine. And then come back up. And lower your back to the floor. We're going to roll over. So bend the left knee, roll over. You come up on the elbows. Take a breath in and lift the head up a little higher. And then on the exhale, ease the torso forwards. So you feel a stretch in the low back. And then again, breathing in, we lift. And exhaling, we draw a little bit farther forward. Now we're going to come down onto the mat with our chest and our head. Nice, relaxing prone position to do our quadricep stretch. So stretch the left hand back, bend the left knee, and draw that foot closer to the buttocks and breathe. Nice, full Ujjayi breathing, feeling that quadricep muscle stretching. And then we'll release that side, turn towards the right, and reach for the right foot, bring it in. And then release it. Place the hands underneath and come back up to all fours and sink back onto your heels. We're going to do some of our lion's breath. So we'll be bringing our hands up in front of the shoulders as we breathe in, and then lurching forwards, taking the hands down to the mat, sticking out the tongue, crossing the eyes as we let out a roaring breath. So let's try that together. Breathe in and roar. And again, we'll do 4. Breathe in. Again, breathe in. And exhale. And one more lion. And exhale. And come back up. Great. Let's come on the knees. We're going to do a low lunge. Bring the right knee forwards, foot on the floor, and slowly sink in. So I'll turn sideways. So it's like this. You can have your hand on your leg, your hips, or if you need to support, or the floor. If you have to touch the floor and it's hard to reach it, then you might have to bend a little. So any of those are good though. We want to feel the hips slowly sinking towards the floor. So adjust how you need to so that the pose works for you. And breathe. And then we're going to turn this into a twist. So now let's bring our hands to the heart center if that's possible for you, and twist to the side of it so you can bring the elbow to the outside of the knee. That way you can use the knee as leverage to try slowly to get the chest to wrap around a little farther to the side. Then we'll unwind, come back up to all four, or not all fours, on our knees, slide the foot back, and then we'll go on to the other side. Hopefully you did that more gracefully than I did. And then sink into the lunge. So it's really getting a good stretch in front of that, whichever hip you have downward. So just sinking in, giving it a little more time as we breathe. And then we'll start twisting the side. So if you don't want to let go, you don't have to. You can keep holding on the knees and just twist the body. towards the side of the leg that's in front. But if you want to, bring your elbow down and use the leverage that way. Making slow and steady progress until you're at a point where you need to stay and wait. Listening to and honoring your body so that you stay healthy and enjoy the practice. And then slowly come back. Lean back and bring the foot in. Now we're going to put our legs up on a wall or furniture so that we can have a little bit of that easing of blood flow back to the heart. So go ahead and get close to your support. Maybe it's a chair or a wall. And then put your feet up on there. And lay the back onto the floor. Be ready for a nice little bit of relaxation. Let's take our arms, assuming that everybody's probably there. Let's take our arms up and over a couple times. Big breath in. And exhale, arms to the sides. And again, arms up and over. And arms back to the sides. And now let's bend our arms at the elbows so our hands are up here. And just wiggle them around, make waves with your fingers. And go the other way. Even though it may not feel as natural, try to make those waves the other way. And now let's spread out our fingers and our toes. Reaching as far as we can, making as much room as we can. Then bring them back together. So this would be a good time to exhale. And then stretch them out again. This time when we bring them back together, let's kind of make fists and curl the toes in nice and strong. Maybe you even can work the arm and leg muscles too. And a couple more times, stretch them out. So the toes are getting wide apart. And then scrunch back together. And now this is the last one. Stretch those toes out. We want them to be flexible and very useful. And then back in. And then relax them. Okay, now we're going to bend our right leg and place the ankle on the knee and slide that left knee down to support. Now flex that right foot. And so we're getting a stretch now in the right hip and buttocks area. So we're targeting the piriformis muscle. And now let's try to push that right knee away, just using the muscles in the hips and legs. And if this isn't quite enough for you, grab onto the top of the shin or behind the knee and bring the left leg closer. And if you want, you can flex both the feet if the foot is not on support. Maybe you can manage to do that too. Feel that nice stretch deep in the buttocks area and hip area where the piriformis muscle is near the sciatic nerve. So we need to keep this piriformis stretched out so that it doesn't harm the nerve, put pressure on the nerve. And now we'll replace the feet up on the support and do the other side. So first, fold the leg and have the ankle on the knee. Flex the feet as you bring that right foot lower. Send the left knee away. And then if you want to, grab onto the right knee and bring it even closer. knee, top of shin, behind the knee. All those will work fine. And then breathe. The tricky thing is to remember to keep tension on that left knee so that it's always trying to move away from you. Just slightly. That'll help the stretch. If you still want a little more, you can tip to the side that the foot on the knee is facing. That'll really deepen the stretch a lot. So it just depends on where you are. Do what's right for you. And then we'll replace the legs up on our support. Take another breath with our arms up and over. Bring our arms back, lower the legs. Bring them onto the floor, the feet onto the floor, and walk them around so you can be on your mat if you're not right now. Let's take the arms to the side and we'll do a few windshield wipers, then happy baby, and then our Shavasana. So windshield wipers, the knees go left, the head turns towards the right. Back to the center with the knees and head, and switch direction. Back to the center, switch. Back to the center and switch. Nice. Back to the center. Let's go ahead and reach between the knees and grab onto the big toes and go into a little bit of happy baby. You can make your happy baby kind of small, or you can be a little wilder and go all the way out to the sides, reaching a foot up now and then. And then bring the legs back together, feet on the floor. Stretch the legs out, and we'll do one full body stretch. Arms up and over and reach with the legs and feet too. Stretch, big, big breath in. And then exhale, bringing the arms to the side. Palms up, shoulder blades in, relax. You might check if you feel like your feet are off to the side. Just adjust anything if you need to. And now practice letting your thoughts float away, far away. You can always get them later if you want them. But what a nice opportunity it would be for thoughts that do not serve you to let them float away for good right now. Enjoy Shavasana. And start wiggling your toes and your fingers, bringing your awareness back to our yoga class. Stretching your hands, wrists. And we'll take a nice, if you are still lying down, that's okay. Otherwise, come to a comfortable seated position and we'll raise our arms up, stretching upwards. And then bringing the hands down to the heart center. Now we'll do 3 ohms. Breathe in. Om. 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you for being here. Namaste. And good job, everyone. Yay. So if you want, you can unmute. If you want to move on to your day, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and turn our video off. So farewell.